Feels like someone standing at the doorway, not because they don't know what they want, and not because they don't have the ability, but because they're trying to make sure they won't regret taking the next step. And this is important, because the message that opened this reading was very direct. Act now, not tomorrow, not when every step is calculated, not when every question has been answered. Act now. And still, when I look at these cards, I don't see someone avoiding making a step, a decision. I see someone who has been thinking, reflecting, trying to make the right decision, trying to avoid making a mistake. The Crown of Vessels feels incredibly calm to me. This king is not confused about his feelings. This is someone who is emotionally mature, who already knows what they feel. Someone who has already spent a long time sitting with their emotions, looking honestly at what is in their heart. And I think that's important, because sometimes we tell ourselves we are confused, when in reality, maybe we are afraid to trust what we already know. And then we have the Champion of Vessels reversed. Normally this card wants to move, it wants to follow the heart, it wants to explore, it wants to see where the road leads. But reversed, it feels like the horse is still standing at the gate, not because the journey is impossible, but because the rider keeps asking one more question, one more what if, one more reason to wait. And I think some of you watching this will understand exactly what that feels like. Because then we arrive at the Nine of Swords. And this card feels very strong here. I actually feel anticipation, anxiety, overthinking. And the image is very symbolic here. The swords hanging overhead. The swords are thoughts, worries, imagined futures. What if it doesn't work? What if I fail? What if I disappoint myself? What if I regret it? What if I'm not ready? Those thoughts become so overwhelming that they drown out everything else. But what I find fascinating is that the cards underneath tell a completely different story. The Wolf Knuckle speaks about learning, leadership, wisdom gained through experience. And I love one particular idea connected to this card. The leader is not always standing at the front. Sometimes the leader walks behind the pack, helping others move forward, encouraging, guiding, teaching. And this card makes me feel like many of you underestimate how much you have already learned. You have survived many things. You have adapted. You have gained experience. And still sometimes it feels like you speak to yourself as though all those lessons never happened. And then Oakwood appears. And this feels like confirmation. It's about wisdom. Wisdom comes from experience, from mistakes, from trying, from getting back up again. And this card feels like a reminder that you already carry far more wisdom than you give yourself credit for. So when I put all these cards together, the message feels surprisingly simple. You are more prepared than you think. You know more than you think. You have already learned what you needed to learn. But anxiety keeps asking for one more guarantee, one more sign, one more confirmation, one more reason why everything will work out perfectly. And life rarely gives us that. Sometimes the only way to know is to take the step. And that's why I think the opening message matters so much. Not because you're being rushed or pushed, not because you are behind, but because the cards don't believe you need more permission. They believe you already have it. And for those wondering about love, I don't feel the obstacle here is the connection itself. Overthinking, trying to predict every possible outcome before allowing yourself to move forward. This feels like a reminder that honesty will take you much farther than certainty ever will. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and I'll see you in the next reading.